Yeah, I mean, this series has been a really long one for him because he has bowled so much, and yeah, he was getting frustrated, but I actually thought that both Washi and Jaddu should have continued and batted another 10 overs.
There was no wicket in his tally to show for that effort. So at the end, Stokes had to remove even Liam Dawson out of the attack, and Joe Root and uh, Harry Brook were bowling the remaining overs after they offered the draw, and India refused. So that's when we saw Harry Brook bowling the dollies uh, just to quicken that process, just to make both of them reach their hundreds as fast as he can, and just get done with it. So it reached to that level of frustration at the end of the play.
Lost his nerve in the end, did Michael Holding. And Lord Carr, chairman of the Prudential.
They're running. It's got to be a direct hit. Getting back for two. That is the end of the match. Won the NatWest Series.
Areas. It would have been fantastic if it would have been 100.
In the air, Srishant takes it. India wins. Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. Here we go, last ball to the outside, it's running through, it could be run out.
Wide, Muller gets it, and he gets plenty of it, does he? No! What a catch! Oh my God!
It's in the air, it's India who win the T20 World Cup after 17 years.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and even it would be better to say good night to all of you. And it will be a good night indeed, since the loss that we were hoping for, and it was looking like inevitable for the Indian Test side. We have managed to surpass that, and the test has resulted in a draw at Manchester, which nobody even thought of yesterday when we lost two quick wickets without even disturbing the scorecard when the play commenced for India's second inning. And I think this, considering from that point, we have played out five sessions to even gain a lead of 100 plus runs with Jadeja, KL, uh, Washi, and our captain Shubman Gill scoring abundant of runs, and three of them getting centuries. So I think it's a good positive comeback from that note. And on this we will talk more. But first, we welcome you to Cricket Castaway. I'm Divyansh, and with me here is Nishant, and now we will discuss what all transpired during this whole test. Before that, good evening, Nishant. How are you, and what do you think about today's test result?
Yeah, yeah. Hi everyone. Hi Divyansh. Yeah, what an amazing game of cricket this was. I mean, it's very rarely these days that you see draws happening and that too exciting draws. I think this was one of those. I mean, it was such a great last day of cricket. Uh, as you rightly said, by lunch yesterday, everybody had thought that the game was over. By end of the day yesterday, when both Gill and KL Rahul were batting, we still thought that today early morning, the first star of bowling by England, and it'll all be over. And when KL Rahul got out early morning today, it actually seemed like very difficult from here on. Today, Washington Sundar and Jadeja have batted. I mean, it's just from a different gravy. And yeah, the hard work that both KL and Gill did yesterday, it was followed by Washington and Jaddu today.
Yeah, definitely, Nishant. Rightly put across. Test draws are a rarity in these days, especially when you're playing against the baseball. And I was reading up on some stats, and this is only the second test draw in the baseball era when they have played in England. And before that, The first one was also at this ground only, Old Trafford, Manchester, in Ashes 2023. So I think probably this ground has some capabilities of springing up the surprises and giving both teams an equal chance. So yeah, this is only the second test draw in the baseball era. And yesterday, as you rightly said, I even remember sending you a message that we have just delayed the inevitable. Loss from here looks very, very likely for India, and we never thought we would be able to mount this kind of a comeback from the point we left play yesterday. So yeah, eventually a huge psychological boost or a psychological win from India's side, as we could see the frustration on Ben Stokes and England's bowling contingent at the end of the play when they were not when India team did not accept the draw when they offered. I think both Washi and Jaddu were in their 80s and they wanted to just play to achieve those milestones, and the frustration was visible clearly on Ben Stokes' face. And I think he didn't even shake Jaddu's hand when the play ended at the time of stumps. So I think yeah, it is pretty inevitable, evident on Stokes' face. What do you have to say about that? I think he's very tired.
Yeah, I mean, this series has been a really long one for him because he has bowled so much, and yeah, he was getting frustrated, but I actually thought that both Washi and Jaddu should have continued and batted another 10 overs there and scored as many runs as they wanted because it was just much more time for England players to be on the field. I thought they deserved 100, so it had to happen. They would have batted till 100. I would have just thought that they would bat a few more overs after the 100 just to frustrate the English side just a bit more. I mean, these pitches have been just so dead and so flat that it's hard to get someone out when he's actually set and he has played 30, 40 deliveries. Then it's very hard to get somebody out on this pitch. On day one, when India lost a few wickets and we couldn't really have a big first innings total, it was still a bit cloudy and the ball was doing something. But after that, day two and three, in which England scored those 600 odd runs, there was just nothing on this wicket. And thus, Indian bowlers also had to go through a lot of bowling and they were breaking down, and it was evident they won't be able to bowl in the second innings. They were just breaking down. And as you rightly said, at that point of time, we thought it's at least 150 overs left in the game. India won't have it in them to bat the whole of day four almost and day five to save this match, but they did. And that's simply because the pitch is just so dead. There's not even anything for the spinners there.
Yeah.
So it was just a few balls here and there, which Root did manage to turn. Uh, so that meant, yeah, it was when there was no way you could win this test match because to win this test match by today morning you would have had to be at least 200 runs or 150 runs in the lead, which wasn't the case by the end of the game. Even that wasn't the case. So the only possible option for India was to take a draw at that point of time after that first innings,
Yeah.
but they did it really well. I mean, I don't think that they could have done any better. So yeah, kudos to them. And in the 3 days next test match starts, I don't think I see a lot of Indian bowlers being very happy about just a 3 day break, and I'm pretty sure none of the England bowlers are as well. So yeah, it's the kind of decks that they have presented in this series. And I mean, it's good, right? Because when they came to India, we gave them a big spanking, and they were saying that the pitches were just turning so much. But it was Akshar Patel in that series who kept giving us those batting runs, and that meant that we had a really good series. And also, Yashasvi Jaiswal was crazy in that series. He got 712 runs. And now in this one, Shubman Gill has got 730 odd runs, and they are just even if we get out of this away series with a draw, I think that would be a very, very good result for this young side. So yeah, I think this was a great test match and huge grit and determination shown by both Washington Sundar and Jadeja. And it just alienates Gambhir's choice as well, right, of not playing Kuldeep, because Kuldeep may be like bowling really well right now, but who knows if he would have been able to take 20 wickets on these pitches. No, till the time we don't see him, we won't find out really. So
Definitely, even in the first innings, Shardul played a good hand with those 40 odd runs, with the help of which we were able to stretch our first inning total. And yeah, there is no telling if Kuldeep would have been able to utilize the rough or not, because we saw Liam Dawson bowling 47 overs in the second innings, and still there was no wicket in his tally to show for that effort. So at the end, Stokes had to remove even Liam Dawson out of the attack, and Joe Root and uh, Harry Brook were bowling the remaining overs after they offered the draw, and India refused. So that's when we saw Harry Brook bowling the dollies uh, just to quicken that process, just to make both of them reach their hundreds as fast
yeah,
as he can, and just get done with it. So it reached to that level of frustration at the end of the play. And you're right about the pitch. I think this is not the pitch which any team creates to force a result. It is more of a marketing campaign for the baseball. Like they played at 5.5, 6 runs
yeah,
per over to put 670 runs in 1.5 day. But if that does not turn out in a result for your team or even for the opposition, then it is just the game just turns to a dud. And the only positive we can take out of it is how India made their comeback, how
yeah,
they put in their efforts to get in, dig it out, and play out the 5 sessions. I think this would
yeah,
be purely nostalgic for Gautam Gambhir, since it was him against New Zealand in 2000 Napier Test 2009, where he batted, I think, more than 3 sessions to score a gritty 100 and save India from that loss. So yeah, it's poetic in that way. And a fifth Test 100 for Ravindra Jadeja, that's another marvelous record to add to uh, one of the best all-rounders that are going around right now in world cricket after Ben Stokes. So yeah, some positives for India there.
yeah. I mean, just look at it, right? Because the way the way England thought that this match and this series would pan out. It's not the way that it has gone, because the third test match, we just lost by 22 runs. In a 5 day game, 22 runs are nothing. And that I still believe that test match could have swung anywhere. We could have been coming in this test match with a 2-1 lead. So I think this series has been just spectacular. And again, this has gone to the last day. Again, this has gone to the last session. And this time, even a draw is feeling like a win. So it would be very difficult now, I think, for English bowlers to come up to the next test match, because Indian batters look in really good form. And I was just looking at it, the top four scorers out of the top five in this series have been Indian batters. And England entries at fifth number with Jamie Smith, who scored 400 something runs in this series so far. So it would be again India in 3 days' time, in 4 days' time. Indian batters will again come and score some runs. I think it's been very disappointing for Yashasvi. He, as you said, isn't really showing his best in this series. He's had just two or three good innings. So he would want to score some runs at the Oval.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody would be looking forward to that Oval Test starting from 31st of July. Obviously, it could have been even better if there were a couple more days for the players to get back into their groove, get take some rest and then start practicing. Now it seems like just they will take a first flight tomorrow to Oval and take a day's rest and again start practicing from 29th. So I think that's really harsh on the players because uh, a, a series of this magnitude, this length, they should have planned out in a better way
But
since
you see,
yeah.
I was saying that when India scored 600 plus runs, they did then manage to get England out, and England were all out for 330 or so runs. So India did end up winning by 250 runs. But when England has scored 650 runs, they couldn't manage to get India out. And the onus right now is for England to win this series, and for India, even if we get out of this with a draw, it's a very very good result. So, I mean, yeah, now in the final test match, let's see if Ben Stokes can even bat or bowl because he extended his 142. They could have declared by 500 and they would have probably then had a chance to get India all out. But they didn't take that risk. And now Ben Stokes looks like he's really, really fatigued. There's absolutely nothing in Bryden Cars left. Chris Wokes is not bowling anything. Jofra Archer looked so frustrated in that last session. So I mean, right now I think India is the better of the two sides going into the last Test match, and England would have a lot of problems to deal with in the coming 3 4 days.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with the schedule honestly because a 5 match Test series.
Yeah, definitely. India would be more motivated to draw this series, and as we look at both the sides, the bowlers especially are tired. But if we can somehow get Arshdeep and Akashdeep fit in time, then probably we have a better bowling side than England because all of them are tired. They probably have just Josh Tongue as a fresh pacer replacing Bryden Cars in the next Test match. But rest of the contingent, I think it would remain same until unless some miracle happens and Markwood becomes fit in the next 3 days. It would be more or less the same side, and I don't think Ben Stokes would be able to bowl at least in the first innings. It might also impact their decision to bat or bowl if they win the toss because historically in this test series they are winning majority of the tosses and they have always chose to bowl first, but this time it would be really tough on the team to if they won the toss and if they win the toss and decide to bowl. I don't think they are ready for this, so it would be really interesting to watch that toss also.
I don't think Stokes as a bowler would want to bowl first in this wicket because who knows, Oval is any which ways one of the favorite grounds for India when they come to England. Oval is the ground where we think that our batters will be able to bat. There would be a lot more spin available for us, and we can get a result out at the Oval. We always historically have done really well at the Oval. So we would want to bat first. England, if they think that they can ball first, they should. But I'm pretty sure Ben Stokes he will win that toss because Shubman has lost now 14 tosses in a row. So he will win the toss, Ben Stokes. But I don't see him bowling first on in the Oval. No chance.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, if we look at the team changes for the next test, do you think there is a place for Kuldeep Yadav in coming in, maybe in place of Siraj, because he is also very tired. Maybe if Arshdeep and Akashdeep are fit, we go with Arshdeep, Akashdeep, and probably Shardul and Kuldeep, and
Yeah,
rest of the team remains the same.
yeah. I think Siraj should be rested now. He has played 4 Test matches, but I think Bumrah should play still because Bumrah has now had rest yesterday and today he'll get 3 more days of rest. They would that would be 5 days. And if Shubman wins a toss and decides to bat first, you'll get at least 6, 7 days of rest, which I think is fine for Bumrah. I think Siraj is the one who deserves the rest now. He has done tremendously well throughout this series and been a workhorse. So I would hope Arshdeep or Akashdeep come back. Bumrah plays. I would still want Kuldeep to come in place of Shardul. But let's see the kind of decision they go with because Shubman Gill doesn't really trust Shardul and he's
Yeah.
again bowled so lesser overs. And our batting is doing really well. Another concern would be that because Rishabh Pant is out and Dhruv Jurel comes in, so they would still want to keep Shardul simply because of that, because because Rishabh Pant has again got 450 odd runs. He's the third highest scorer in this series. So him not batting would be a big loss for India, because of which I think Kuldeep can again sit out the last Test match because they want that batting depth. But yeah, I think Siraj should take a rest. But who knows even if Siraj would want to, because he's the kind of that player that he would just want to play that final match.
Yeah,
Now
probably.
this
Yes.
the series is riding on that match, so it becomes really important.
Definitely, both teams would want to put their strongest 11 in that match. England would want to defend their title of the inaugural Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, and India would want to get to a scorecard where it actually displays how they have performed in this test series despite that close loss of 22 runs in the last test match. So yeah, I think everybody would want to put their best foot forward, but I'm not very hopeful on Bumrah. But yeah, definitely Siraj. I think Siraj has the capability to pull up his socks once more for the last test. And yes, Dhruv Jurel would be coming in for Rishabh Pant, that's for sure. But uh, rest of the changes would be interesting to see how Gautam Gambhir and Shubman goes about their fast bowling combination, because uh, throughout the series they have been kind of defensive and to provide added cushion for their batting order. First in they tried Shardul, then they tried Nitish Reddy. So again, they would want to have someone who can at least give them 30, 40 odd runs in every inning. So that would be interesting if they trust Kuldeep to be up for this job or not. So yeah, that would really matter a lot in that decision.
I also think that Shardul has batted really well, and he didn't get a chance to bowl in this one. But Oval is the kind of again stadium where Shardul has been really good in the last series when we were in Oval. Shardul had actually got 3 or 4 wickets. He had scored a few runs as well, and it swings at Oval, and Shardul does swing the ball a lot. So I think Gambhir then keeps Shardul as well, and Kuldeep won't really get a chance because there's also a lot of rumors and chirpings going on that Shubman actually didn't want Shardul in the side, but it was Gambhir who made that last decision to keep Shardul in. And till now, what you see from the evidence of this match is that Shardul's that knock in that first innings became extremely, extremely vital. It's just that Shubman did give him a chance to bowl. And but on to be fair with Shubman as well, when Shardul did ball, he's conceded a lot of runs, which Nitish Reddy wasn't doing. So yeah, it's a coin toss with Shardul. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely Shardul went for a lot of runs. He only bowled 11 overs in this match and had gone for 55 runs. So, not a very trustworthy performance for a captain to rely on someone in current situations. One more player who disappointed a lot, who came with a lot of you can say applauds in the IPL circuit and on the domestic front, it is Anshul Kamboj. And I don't know what happened. His speeds dropped into 115 and 120s like nobody was expecting. Like he usually bowls in 130s, 135 to 140 range, and Ashwin praised him a lot before he was selected for this match. And initially, he also showed like off the seam moment was there, and he was beating the batsman as well. But as the match progressed, his speeds kept dropping, and even Mone Mokal was not able to explain in his press conference what actually is the problem with Anshul Kamboj. And because he also said that in the nets he was hitting really good speeds on a regular basis. I'm not sure what happened there.
I think he just lost his confidence. I mean, this pitch would do that to you if you're a fast bowler, honestly, because this was his first game and there was absolutely nothing happening there. And Ben Stokes just took him for a ride before that, Joe Root as well. So I think he just lost a bit of confidence there and a bit of morale. And that meant that he wasn't able to bowl at the pace that we expect him to bowl. But yeah, this is a learning curve for him. It was his first match, so we can't really judge him on that one performance. I think he will get better opportunities in the coming years, and he will be able to prove himself. But I would just say that if a bowler of a caliber of a Siraj and a Bumrah, they were looking pretty ineffective. In fact, apart from Ben Stokes, and huge kudos to him, the kind of player he is. He has again showed he is the modern time great all rounder. So I think he was the Ben Stokes was the only one who actually looked like he was getting something out of the wicket. Otherwise, it was just a dead end. It was a flat road where nothing was happening for the Pacers, either off the pitch or in the air.
Yeah, definitely. Ben Stokes looked like a player who was bowling on a different track because he was the only one who was able to capitalize the ups and downs of that pitch. He was getting variable bounce, and the same he utilized to get Rahul LBW, because Rahul was playing a rock solid knock before that, and if not for this uneven bounce, there was no delivery that could have uh, out performed him or outplayed him. And yes, he was really up there. Like even the specialist bowlers from England were not looking that effective like Ben Stokes did. And this also shows in his track record. Like he is the first English captain to achieve a double of more than 300 runs and 15 wickets in a series. The only English player before this who was not a captain but playing as in the capacity of all rounder was Andrew Flintoff, who achieved the same feat in the 2005 Ashes. So it's a rarity, and this is a uh, near to extinct breed that England has kept producing for the last 2-3 decades. And we are even England is not sure if they would be able to produce another of this kind. So we have to cherish till we have this player available and we can see the marvel he is. So yeah.
I mean, the next one who you see who has even remotely the potential to do something that Ben Stokes does is probably which Australia has in Cam Green, because he's a very good batter and he can bowl. But Green is a lot far behind in the bowling skills which Ben Stokes has. And in this series, he has shown that how many overs he can bowl as well. He has been bowling a lot, and in that final session, he was hurting his right shoulder because of the bowling. His hamstrings were gone, and that's why he got frustrated at the end as well, because he just as well didn't want to just stay on the pitch for a nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It was kind of frustrating. But yeah, all positives from Indian side, and we have already discussed all of those. So, looking forward to the next test, who do you think would be having a slightly upper hand? We know that the scorecard says 2-1, but based on the psychological wins and the overall fitness levels of the players, probably. India 51-49, just a slight inch ahead of England this time. But we are sure that baseball comes with full intensity again in the next test match. But your thoughts on this before we close the show for tonight?
Yeah. No, I actually I'm in love with this series, and I don't actually at this point of time know where this is heading. Probably for me, 50-50, bang in the middle. Simply because our bowlers too, as you said, are very tired. Let's see if Bumrah can play or not, or if Siraj and Bumrah both are not playing, then we too go with a very fresh attack of Prasidh Krishna and Anshul Kamboj, because we don't even know if Akashdeep or Arshdeep would be able to make it or not. So the series is hanging on by a thread right now, and both the teams who have performed so valiantly in the last four test matches now find them in that fifth test where it would be very grueling again, and it'll again go to the last day, and it'll take a lot out of the players. Ben Stokes again doesn't look like he's going to be able to bowl 15, 18 overs every day in that last test match. So that is advantage India certainly, because Indian best player Shubman Gill right now is a batter, and he would look to score that 100 and try to get ahead of both Sunil Gavaskar and Sir Don Bradman.
Yeah, definitely. So records will be made, records will be broken, and we will be here to dissect all of that since we only have a 3 days of breather before we get to witness the thrilling end of this test series. So we will come back to you with more about the sort of a finale of this test series and a lot more since now Asia Cup has also been confirmed. So uh, be tuned in and keep subscribing, keep watching and sharing our videos. And we will be back for the final test in Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. Till then, this is Nishant and Divyan signing off. Have a great night and thank you. Good night. Bye bye.